Rejection sensitive dysphoria has an intense feature of social anxiety and projection. And today's video is going to be about me explaining like an example of what it looks like to have some projection feelings and some social anxiety and how it impacts just overall like your distress levels, which causes a lot of negative feelings and just feeling pretty like shitty overall. So projection is when we have some unwanted thoughts, feelings, images, and we put it onto other people because we can't tolerate it. We can't handle the distress that it causes. So it's a subconscious movement of just putting it on somebody else and getting rid of that like icky feeling or feelings or thoughts or whatever, because they often cause like this like kind of like disgust reaction in us. And sometimes in fact most of the time we don't even recognize that we are projecting until somebody kind of points it out. But even then we oftentimes get defensive. And if you have RSD, you're already on edge and you're already hypervigilant and you're already defensive. So it's going to be tough to identify, but I work with it all the time. And so with social anxiety, what people will tell me is, people scare them and they are worried about being judged and watched and criticized, which essentially is the essence of RSD. It's just this intense reaction and response to feeling criticized, judged. It's just an intense reaction to it, and an over the top response in many different ways. So people will tell me, I'll stay inside. I won't go out. I won't go anywhere. People make me anxious, and what I find is that it's not necessarily that people make us anxious. It is typically with RSD, you've got this real strong critic who's real nasty to yourself. You are a bastard to yourself. You're mean to yourself, and this inner critic wants to come out roaring sometimes, and it's intense. And so the projection would be, well, I can't handle how much I hate myself. So what do? I'll put it on others and say that, it's not me, it's other people are making me scared. So it's not. What it is it's this intense negativity towards yourself that you put onto other people and think that they're criticizing you or judging you. So a solution to that would be what I call a 1-for-1. And that would be if you're out and you have these thoughts and feelings about people criticizing you, or well, let me start with this. So let's say that you're judgmental towards people, okay? You're like a people watcher, and then you just criticize and judge or whatever. So do that, but then also pick out one thing that looks nice on them, one thing that maybe even know this person. So a positive thing that would balance off this negative thing that you have, so that you can kind of see that people are multifaceted. They're not all bad. They're not all good. People have multiple parts to them, and that you yourself can also say, okay, well, if this person is balanced, well, why would I be any different? I can look at myself and say, I'm not all bad. I'm not all good. I'm a mix of a bunch of different parts. So that's what kind of stops the negative gravy train as I think of it. And it helps with not ruminating, because ruminating is just like you just can't stop thinking about this, and it gets to the point where your body can't take it and you've got to get it like out of your body. Okay. So the 1-for-1, the opposite action solution would work here too, where you would think in opposite terms. Okay. So if you say that person, because they have tattoos, they must be I don't know, they must be an asshole. Well, think of the opposite. Think, what if the possibility that person with tattoos is actually really incredibly nice, and then go back to like the evidence of what that would be, and you think, oh, Well, I do know somebody who has lots of tattoos, and they are the sweetest person that I know. So you have to kind of do what we call finding the evidence. So my name is Jason Serro. I'm a licensed professional counselor. I do therapy with people under 65 and with various conditions: ADHD, oppositional defiant disorder, depression, bipolar, OCD, all sorts of psychiatric conditions. I help people come up with a therapeutic treatment plan and set goals. And I also do coaching. So the coaching allows me to talk to you across the country and even outside of the country, because in therapy there's more strict rules, and since I'm licensed, I have a licensing board that governs what I do, so I have to obviously do things in a proper way. With therapy, where you have diagnosis, and it's very complicated to explain in this video, but coaching is a more liberal way to do things, and you don't have to have a diagnosis. I can help you with your RSD. I can go over each feature of it with you to see where on the scale you fall. I just did a video on the checklist on the RSD to see if you have it, so check that out. I've done 3 strategies to manage rejection sensitive dysphoria. I've also done an RSD relationships and rumination video. I've got a bunch of videos. Just look at the playlist on RSD, and I have also some ADHD stuff there too. So take a look at those videos. You can reach out to me if you want to do a call. I have a personalized treatment plan for you. It will be very specific, tailored to you. A lot of people ask me in comments and in emails, is there somebody who specializes in this? And in my opinion, no. I don't think anybody specializes in this. It's not part of a DSM. It's not an actual clinical condition, but it is real, and it is usually within somebody who has ADHD, but not everybody. So you can email me at jasonserrotalks@gmail.com. jasonserrotalks@gmail.com.